I'm Silas Lancaster, and this is my library. Within these tomes you will find tales of monsters, both figurative and literal. Tales to make the strongest of us blanch in fear. Such stories are dangerous, and consumption must be strictly rationed. As such, I shall share but one story from my library each Thursday in October each year. Be sure to tune your wireless receiver to Storytime with Silas. Alternatively, subscribe on those podcast providers the youth seem so fond of.
Campaign 2 of Halfway to Heroes. Darker, grittier, and much more dignified than Campaign 1.
We see the Forever Storm, a 50-mile wide storm centered on the Severed Key. Though dangerous, it is vital to the survival of nearly every being in this slice of pizzazz. This source of energy is...
I forgot the name.
You motherfuckers! I forgot the name. Pizzazz or pizzazz?
Pizzazz.
It sounded like he said pizzazz.
It's supposed to be bees ass or whatever.
You know what? I knew that was going to happen.
I forgot all about it, dude.
Okay, maybe not. But either way, join us every other Tuesday wherever you get your podcast as we start a brand new story featuring 4 monsters that have to put aside their differences if they're to stop the armies of men once and for all.
Do you like Dungeons & Dragons lore? Do you like drunk history? Well then, Lore and Pour is the show for you, where we combine the two. I'm Adam DeWeese, and I'm the host, and I bring on a cast of rotating guests, and we hang out before the show, have a few drinks, and then they are given their topic 30 minutes prior to pressing the record button, where they study up on the topic, and then we hit record, and whatever they say goes. They are treated as if they are the leading experts in the field, and I ask the questions that you never thought you needed to ask, such as, how do mind flayers go to the bathroom?
Yeah, they just go one time, and it's pee and poop, and it's green.
What's the most dangerous creature in the astral plane?
It just pinch it, you know?
Yeah.
It just...
And that whale's like, you know
They
what?
got pinchers?
Oh,
You don't
do
even
they
know
have
about
pinchers?
Find the answers to all these questions and much, much more, whether they're accurate or not, on Lore and Pour. You can find Lore and Pour on the Majestic Goose Network and wherever you download your podcast every other Monday right now.
Space. The final frontier.
Mayday alert. We are under attack.
Oh, blarney. I kinda gotta watch the tube for 10 seconds.
Rerouting auxiliary power to abjuration shields.
Someone get on those cannons. We've got company.
Are you looking for a Dungeons & Dragons sci-fi fantasy space adventure? Then what you are looking for is Eclipse. Join our crew every other week as we struggle to keep the galaxy safe. With Dr. Shepard, the Illithid cleric.
Space pirates. That was wild.
Ava Elkin, the human monk.
If we play our cards right, we might not be totally screwed.
Lita Nove, the ASMR bard.
We should be arriving in Amaron in about 2 hours.
Info O. Scott, the Warforged artificer.
Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and fire the sonic cannon here.
Kanan Vargas, the tiefling sorcerer.
Does anybody else think this is like a super aggressive move?
And I'm Jeremy Fair. I will be your dungeon master. Eclipse can be found on Spotify, Apple Music, or anywhere you like to get your podcasts.
So you've decided to make a new home for yourself in the retirement community of Pennycross. We're very excited to have you join us. Here in Pennycross, you can enjoy some independence in your golden years, spending time with like-minded seniors without worrying about those darn kids on your lawn. We have a wide range of rental properties available and a variety of amenities staffed by locals who are middle-aged. No need to worry about crying babies or teenagers with attitude serving you at the pub. In addition, there are dozens of clubs, guilds, and activities to keep you feeling young at heart. Join our lawn bowling league, the puzzle club, or our renowned knitting guild. Established by Agnatha Harper nearly 200 years ago, our guild has attracted a wide range of members. We're delighted that you're making Pennycross your final home. Please ignore the ominous smoke coming from the mountain. It only started a few days ago, and I'm sure it will dissipate shortly. Welcome home, weary traveler.
Crits and Knits is a 5e actual play podcast and Twitch series, with the live streams and the podcast drops alternating every other Wednesday, starting Wednesday, February 2nd, on the Majestic Goose Network, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Gerundu.
And we are the hosts of Majestic Goose's newest podcast, Dice Talk. Dice Talk is a Dungeons & Dragons and tabletop podcast that dives into the deep topics of tabletop role-playing games.
Join us as we speak with passionate content creators, podcasters, authors, and more as we discuss all manner of tabletop and geek-related content.
Dice Talk is a bi-weekly show, so we're hitting your podcatcher with brand new episodes every other week, filling your ears with exclusive interviews and conversations that you can't find anywhere else.
Every episode is a new opportunity to hear from different creators in the tabletop community and just talk about Dungeons & Dragons and any other tabletop games that have made us who we are.
Dice Talk, now on the Majestic Goose Podcast Network. Make sure you check us out and subscribe so you never miss an episode.
A Majestic Goose Podcast.
In a world where adventure awaits and danger lurks around every corner, an unlikely group of friends find themselves on the path to becoming heroes. But school will only get them halfway. Merlin, the human warlock barber guy.
Oh god, no, I gotta buff his butt! No! Can I refuse business?
Ubo, the turtle artificer.
Well, it doesn't work yet, but I'm working on it.
Ultrex, the discarded warforged paladin.
I don't eat or sleep or wear clothes, so I just sit in the corner and wait.
And Clyde, the Goliath barbarian in skinny jeans.
They're called skinny pelts, okay?
Find us on iTunes or wherever you download your podcast by searching for Halfway to Heroes.
From the city that brought you Kentucky Fried Chicken, Sluggers, and Muhammad Ali comes Roll for Weird, a Monster of the Week actual play podcast. Join Philbert Fogel, Doomsday Prepper and Expert.
I mean, I'm kind of like the linchpin that's keeping everything together in the group.
Lasath, the Divine, and the Sensible.
And I still owe him my life, so I would have to end yours. It would be a mess.
Shadow, the Edgy Initiate.
I trust him with my life. I don't know if I trust him with, my bank account or my car or something like that.
Misty Charlotte Palladino, Spellslinger, and Trenchcoat Enthusiast.
But I haven't set anything on fire that I haven't meant to set on fire.
Silas Lancaster, Elderly Vampire.
There's only one Filbert. They broke the mold when they made Filbert.
And Dragonbait as the Creeper Keeper.
Silas, get back in your room!
Roll for Weird on Twitch, streaming monthly. New podcast episodes every other Friday. Available on Apple or wherever you find your podcasts. Ah, so nice of you to stop by. Come in, come in. I'm Silas Lancaster, and this is my library. Within these tomes you will find tales of monsters, both figurative and literal. Tales to make the strongest of us blanch in fear. Such stories are dangerous, and consumption must be strictly rationed. As such, I shall share but one story from my library each Thursday in October each year. Be sure to tune your wireless receiver to Storytime with Silas. Alternatively, subscribe on those podcast providers the youth seem so fond of.
Campaign 2 of Halfway to Heroes. Darker, grittier, and much more dignified than Campaign 1.
We see the Forever Storm, a 50-mile wide storm centered on the Severed Key. Though dangerous, it is vital to the survival of nearly every being in this slice of pizzazz. This source of energy is...
I forgot the name for it.
You motherfuckers! I forgot the name. Pizzazz or pizzazz?
Pizzazz.
It sounded like he said pizzazz.
It's supposed to be pizzazz or whatever.
You know what? I knew that was gonna happen.
I forgot all about it, dude.
Okay, maybe not. But either way, join us every other Tuesday wherever you get your podcasts as we start a brand new story featuring 4 monsters that have to put aside their differences if they're to stop the armies of men once and for all.
Do you like Dungeons and Dragons lore? Do you like drunk history? Well, then Lore and Pour is the show for you, where we combine the two. I'm Adam DeWeese, and I'm the host, and I bring on a cast of rotating guests, and we hang out before the show, have a few drinks, and then they are given their topic 30 minutes prior to pressing the record button, where they study up on the topic, and then we hit record, and whatever they say goes. They are treated as if they are the leading experts in the field, and I ask the questions that you never thought you needed to ask, such as, how do mind flayers go to the bathroom?
Yeah, they just go one time, and it's pee and poop, and it's green.
What's the most dangerous creature in the astral plane?
It just pinch it, you know?
Yeah.
Just...
And that whale's like, you know
They
what?
got pinchers?
Oh,
You don't even know about
pinchers.
Find the answers to all these questions and much, much more, whether they're accurate or not, on Lore and Pour. You can find Lore and Pour on the Majesticus Network and wherever you download your podcast every other Monday right now.
Space. The final frontier.
Mayday alert. We are under attack. Oh, blarney. I kinda gotta watch the tube for 10 seconds. Rerouting auxiliary power to abjuration shields.
Someone get on those cannons. We've got company.
Are you looking for a Dungeons & Dragons sci-fi fantasy space adventure? Then what you are looking for is Eclipse. Join our crew every other week as we struggle to keep the galaxy safe. With Dr. Shepard.
Welcome, everybody, to Roll for Weird. Hey, DB, I'm trying to get my audio to make sure that it's going on for you, too. That's why I try to do an intro, and I can't... Oh,
Yeah.
There it is. Okay, now everybody can hear you all, too.
Cool.
Awesome.
I don't know why you said, hey, DB, when you took my line. So actually, hey, who wants to tell us what happened last time?
I would like... Could I please ask Jeremy to just try it, because I know the rest of us have been in on conversations prior, and Jeremy joined later after we had talked a little bit about it, and I kind of want to see what Jeremy's thinking happened.
I have no clue at all.
It's one of those things where I feel very much like
Nothing.
Gandalf. I have no memory of this place.
I know, this is what I know. There's some guy that's like a vampire demon or something locked in an oubliette in his house, in Silas's house, or like lives there or something. And that was like a year ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
That was more than a year ago.
But he still is living there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kenny is still living with.
I know there we
Silas.
built a door that goes directly to the headquarters in the basement.
bunker
bunker
but yeah.
basement at some point in time. I know that at one point there was a demon or something that ran the woods, and then that was like, and I know it's funny because we only played like 4 times since then, and that was like a year ago. And then I mean, I don't have any clue. The only thing that sticks out in my mind, which I know is not the most recent thing, is in fact Skate Town.
What if I
God damn it.
what if I throw you this little nugget, Jeremy? Swimming in-ground swimming pool. Anything? Because that's all I remembered about
an in-ground swimming pool.
Yeah. Future plans, maybe. Okay, no. Okay,
I
that was
don't
just
know.
me. That's just something that I latched onto for some reason.
You were obsessed with that.
Yeah, well,
The reason I know about Skate Town is because that's like one of the most recent episodes that came out on the podcast. So
That's
I've
true.
listened to that kinda.
Kinda. Danny, why don't you take it away, my friend? Because you had no.
Should I?
You held them
Should I
up.
jump back 2 episodes to like the beginning of this whole little arc?
So last January.
No, just July.
Excuse me, yeah.
87 years ago.
You all went to an abandoned house, went upstairs, fought a thing, may have been transported to another dimension. Oh, this is from before that. Went down a hall, found yourselves looking down the barrel of a shotgun. That is when Agent Manon showed up, recognized you, you recognized them. There was much discussion, and she joined you. Filbert tried to hit a wall and hurt himself. I don't remember the context of that. You look through a door into a room that wasn't a kitchen, but now it's a kitchen. You find some salt. We leave the kitchen and find ourselves in a forest after dark. Silas turns into a bat. And when he gets 20 feet up, he hits a wall or a ceiling, I guess. Filbert turns back to the group. Something grabs his ankles and yanks him into the forest. We eventually... There's a lot of stuff with the vines, but we eventually get out of the vines.
Misty got real pissed and started just flinging fire in every direction, like, fuck off!
There was a lot of fire. Eventually, we reach a door in the forest. Filbert opens it and run in. We all fall about 5 feet and find ourselves in a room of mirrors. There's a lot of moving through the mirrors. Shadow tries to hit a mirror. It cracks but doesn't shatter. Filbert tries to shoot that mirror. It then shatters, and so does everything else, and we fall again. We hit the bottom, and it feels like we tear through paper and find ourselves in a bedroom. Julie looks in the mirror and does not see a reflection. Calls to Misty to look. Filbert shoots the mirror again, and it shatters, and hands start reaching out. We run out of the room and find ourselves in a hallway, and then all the doorknobs start rattling. This feels awfully like that stupid fucking hotel.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the hallway is a stairwell going down. After going through that, we are in an open area.
Bless you.
Bless you.
The cutest sneeze ever is Danny's.
Yeah.
Adorable.
So we're in this open area. There's a single person spinning, head down, chandeliers flickering. Silas calls out to them, goes towards her, gets no reaction, reaches out and stops her. Her head snaps up. She screams and her head melts away. Her skin melts away. I don't know if that's better or worse. She falls to the ground. The body cracks and pops and then gets up again. Yeah. Room starts to shake. Chandelier falls. We run to the door at the end of the room. And we're in a bedroom again. That was messed up. The doors leading to things that they shouldn't lead to. Lots of that. Let's see. We get into... Oh, this is where we find the thing in the corner. Misty traps the thing in a trap. It looks like a person. They're wearing a dated, worn suit, kind of like an older FBI suit. Silas does an incantation to speak with this dead person.
Yeah.
It is Kevin. Kevin was brought here on a mission about a pulsing thing in the attic. They were looking for the Bradfords who had gone missing, but he didn't find them. He thinks it's 1996. He worked with Jameson Anderson, FBI, for 5 years. Jamie left. And Kevin remembers being grabbed by a person. There was a woman who dragged him into a dungeon with extremely long black hair and glowing red eyes. And Jameson asks us to tell his son, Evan Peters, that he loves him. Misty releases the magic, lowers him to the ground, and he begins to look much more like a corpse. And then last time, Shadow went to look in the mirror in that room because mirrors are a great plan. The thing starts to come out behind his reflection. It disappears when he turns away. Silas looks in the mirror and somehow sees his reflection, then sees the thing coming out from behind him, starts to feel fingertips pressing into his sternum, begins hurting. We can see his shirt tearing. Shadow uses his triangle thing to look through and sees a bunch of creatures with long black hair, glowing eyes. And one of them is digging into Silas. Silas sets himself aflame, and that does not set the thing. But he steps away from the mirror. He feels something tearing, but the thing goes away. Misty then borrows Shadow's triangle thing to potentially kill some of these things. She sees many are surrounding Filbert and trying to grab him. And she tries to cast through the triangle thing at these things, and it works. And there are many screams. She sees through that thing, the room is on fire. And the mirror appears as a black hole. So that's fun. Shadow deactivates his amulet. Misty examines the mirror but finds no magic symbols on it.
His amulet.
You know.
As one does.
As one does. We open the door and step into a room with high ceilings and, the figures in cocoons. The cocoon's hanging from the ceiling. Do we remember that?
That's
right.
Killer crowns from outer space.
Yeah, they're about 10 feet above us. Silas turns to Mist to investigate, and sees familiar faces. He sees Laceth and Samantha and Filbert's dad and Laura and some others we've helped in the past, including the drunk teens and the mirror demon summoning girl. Misty thinks she could cut them down using from the rope, the bottom part. The part from the bottom feels like yarn. I don't know what that means. I might have been distracted with knitting. I don't know. She tries to shoot a fire missile to break the rope. Laceth and another fall. Shadow catches Laceth, but takes harm. The other one hits the floor. Misty uses Filbert's knife to cut Laceth free. When she gets to where the body should be, it's just stuffing. Agent Manon looks at the other, and arms start coming out of it. The other things on the ceiling begin to fall, and Silas tries to catch them on fire. Agent Manon tries to shoot but misses, gets raked with claws. Misty shoots fire at it. It only sort of burns. One bursts out beside Filbert. We run to the new door. One of the body falls and lands on Misty, but she manages to push it off. The new room is a dining room, well lit, table set with place cards. Someone sitting at the end of the table. Hello, Samantha. I love my notes.
Hello,
It's like a screenplay.
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying. You're like you're writing dialogue.
I love it. Agent Manon touches her, and she sort of snaps out of her funk. The room changes to a dark dining room. Tables littered with body, blood everywhere, and Silas is hungry. Also, Silas's wife was French. He tries.
Did you actually write it like that? Also.
Yeah. He tries to dominate Agent Manon, but she cocks her shotgun at him. Misty then traps Silas and moves him aside. Agent Manon considers offering to feed Silas, but it turns out that's a bad plan. Samantha looks bad. Her hair is messed up. She's got a deep gash on her shoulder. She doesn't seem to recognize anyone except Shadow, and she recognizes him from high school. Agent Manon asks her questions and definitely thinks this is really Samantha. And then, just as we are finishing things up, Silas tells Filbert he's a vampire and asks him to come closer. Dun dun dun.
And then Filbert was like, yeah, I know. Okay, I would say it's at least twice as good as my recap was. But I have found my notes, and it says February 18th. And it says Filbert tries to break into a dentist's office, which is also back when all the Skate Town shit went down.
Yeah.
So
you want to hear? Okay, since we're talking about old notes,
God.
my
But
last
I did
thing of
take
notes
notes.
says Silas is feeding in a room of bodies and blood. Oh, told Phil, and that's from the last one. That's the only line. See, Danny had all that. Mine literally says Silas is eating / feeding in a room full of bodies and blood. Told Filbert he's a vampire. That's all I've got for the whole episode.
We even have two potential titles. Weaponized sarcasm and But with Fire.
Didn't it end with, like, giving me an arm or something to gnaw on? And they were like, don't look at me.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
So, you all are. It doesn't sound like you guys have left the dining room yet. So,
No.
you all hand Silas a severed arm.
I can't remember. It was something like that. There was body parts and
There were body,
viscera and
there were
blood all
body
over
parts
the
there's a
place.
lot
everywhere.
of stuff.
Silas, it's not fresh. So it's kind of one of those like sad feedings, whenever you're like really tired and don't
this
want
is
to cook,
deep-
so you eat like
deeply-
crackers.
you know the
It's
kind,
worse
the
than
sad
that.
feelings.
It's like he like relapsed on an addiction or something, and now he's full of self-loathing and embarrassment.
Baby.
But you are snacking on this arm. It's okay. Like you don't feel like ripping your friends apart after eating it. You are still kind of like, there was fresh blood here. I could have had that, but this will do for now. I will let you come back to your senses so that you're not trying to murder your friends.
The horrible veins and talons and teeth and eyes subside, and just looks like a sad old man now, slightly defeated.
A little bit of blood on the lips.
Feeling better, bud? Feeling all right?
I don't want to murder you all anymore, so
that's good.
I'm sorry.
That's real good.
That was really.
Do you want to bring like an arm? We don't know how long we're gonna be here.
No. I think I'll be all right now. So
okay.
I'm
like a toe. Do you eat toes?
That's really more of a fetish kind of thing.
Hey, it's the first step that's the hardest. And
especially
if it means anything, we're proud of you.
By a cannibal fetishist, yes. But not me. No, I don't like sucking on toes, Phil. But
I didn't say it like that.
Don't look so disappointed, Filbert.
Okay. Well, now that we got one hurdle cleared, at least, Samantha.
Yeah.
What you doing here?
I don't know where here is.
You didn't see any of that, by the way, right? With Silas.
I specifically said, "Don't look at me." So if you did, I should feel
then
very
that's
betrayed.
Yeah, it's illegal.
It's illegal.
Yeah, if someone says, "Don't look at me," you can't. You're not allowed to look at them.
I
do not think that is how it works.
No, I don't think that's how it works either.
And you didn't hear what he just told Filbert either, right?
He's a vampire? Yeah, I
No,
heard
he
that.
didn't say that.
No.
He said he thinks this place has had a bad fire.
Yeah, looks like it. I think that's
right. And also, I'm an umpire for my local cricket team.
Because vampires aren't real, but umpires are.
As we've established in the past, there is no such thing as vampires or Southerners. So you can look it up in the Encyclopedia Britannica. Thoroughly debunked.
Pretty sure Southerners are a thing.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's really all a matter of perspective.
Everyone's northern to somebody else.
Right. Agent Crow, how are you feeling?
She looks at you confused. Agent Crow?
Oh, merde. Okay.
I mean, is my father here?
No.
What's the last thing that you remember?
She has to stop and think about it. I don't know.
Okay.
There's a lot of blackness, like darkness.
How old are you?
21?
Well, I don't think that's right, Shadow?
Yeah, I wouldn't. If you're at like a liquor store, I wouldn't put a question mark at the end next time. Just saying. Just letting you know. I'd also like to apologize for my cat's behavior in the background.
I mean, of course, kitty cat needs the prime time for cleaning.
It's like you purposely staged yourself right there. You're in 2/3 composition.
Not set up the cropping. You staged myself.
That's true.
That
Okay.
way.
Very fair.
The next thing you know, Adam's gonna have it just zoomed in on your cat slowly.
I'm just phased out.
But no, Shadow is definitely over 21, right? So we know Samantha is lost.
I don't know if we've ever really confirmed how old Shadow is.
I feel like we have, but every time we bounce between 24 and 30.
Samantha, we graduated 8 years ago. This is canon now. You need to...
26.
Okay.
26.
26. I mean, you might be 25. I know you were younger. You didn't drive till junior year. Also canonized.
Yeah, I think she has all of her memories, but only from high school and before, I think. I You said you didn't hear that, I think.
All right.
Does
but you
Detective
would
Minot seem surprised at all, having heard it out loud?
No.
Okay.
She's read your file.
It's in his file,
Yeah, but it's been said out loud now. There's a difference between files and
The part of the government that both Crow and Minot work for deal with the supernatural no matter how much you guys wish they didn't. They do. So they know vampires.
So I have a sort of meta question. Because Agent Manuel has been working with Samantha, how do I know when Samantha joined the agency?
Yeah, so she was in this weird thing where she was very young when her father kind of started teaching her about it, and then she joined shortly after high school. But like interned kind of situation before she became like a full agent at 21.
So at 21, she would have been exposed to all of this stuff already.
Yes.
But this would be before she was a full agent. She's still an intern as far as she's concerned.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, she looks bad, guys. She has this huge like gash in her shoulder. She looks the thing is she doesn't look like she looks like she did the last time you guys saw her, just hurt. So she doesn't look like a young FBI agent with nothing on her mind kind of thing, but
like most FBI agents.
So no one told you life was gonna be in the FBI.
This is a bad gash.
Are any of you able to heal at all?
I mean, I can try. There's a first time for everything.
A little bit. It's not my strongest. But
I think if we don't want to do magic,
far away from wolves.
Yeah, I think if we don't want to go right to magic, let me see. I think I got this somewhere. DB, I have got preparedness when you need something unusual or rare. Maybe like a little sewing kit or something. I can't have a full ass first aid kit. Yeah,
why
but
couldn't you?
I just gotta.
med kit.
I do.
I have to roll for this, by the way.
I am a medic, so I do have a kit that I thought if perhaps one of you was especially skilled, I would let you do the healing, but I would be happy to patch her up.
I mean, I can. It's just not my strongest. That's usually Seth's department.
Yeah, too bad Seth ain't here.
Yeah,
That'd
well,
be nice.
she's not. So...
She could even bamf and just get us a full on doctor. Shit, she could get us out of here. Maybe.
I am very interested in meeting this Lyseth person. That would be.
I strongly suspect you never will somehow.
Maybe they're the same person.
You'd probably like her. It's like pretty similar, except not French and completely different.
6, 9 plus 2 is 11 on my medic roll. So on a 10 plus, the patient is stabilized and healed of 2 harm.
Cool beans.
And I can also assist with magic-y stuff if you would like me to.
If you want to.
Make the scar look real cool or not noticeable.
Yeah, something like that. So that's 8 base, 11 works without issues. Choose your effect. So I heal 1 harm from an injury, cure disease, or neutralize a poison.
So she's up by 3, yeah. Looks better. She's still dirty and matted, but she doesn't look like she might fall over and die soon.
Well, It's a start, and I imagine we all look kind of like hell warmed over at this point.
Oh yeah.
So, join the club. We all look matted and dirty and gross.
Where are we?
We don't know exactly.
Well, it's the Silverline Ranch.
Yeah, it's like a house.
They put in like a new basement or something. That I don't.
We started there.
That's true.
But we have been through so many doors that lead to places that they shouldn't lead to that I have no idea where we are anymore.
Cool.
Samantha, does the name Bradford's ring a bell to you at all? Someone you talked to, maybe something you saw, maybe a reason you came here to begin with?
Bradford. I mean, my father talked about a Bradford one time. Something about they went missing.
Oh, well, I think we're at their house or their ranch or whatever you want to call it.
Oh.
We're in the Midwest, so it's like every house is a ranch.
Okay.
Don't laugh at that,
Confuses
Samantha.
the Midwest
Shadow
and the
is.
Old West.
No.
Shadow
DB
takes
is
it
laughing
very
at
seriously.
that. Oh, okay. So how do we get out? Because I feel like I need to go to a hospital.
We're still figuring that out.
It's not that way.
Mean?
And you do not know why you are here specifically?
No.
Do you recall how you got here?
No.
All right.
Because according to all of you, I'm 26.
And have worked with us on some weird stuff before.
I know all of you?
Yep.
I am
much,
your boss.
much to your chagrin. But
You're my boss?
Oui, yes.
All right, now you're just being hurtful, Samantha.
Yeah.
They let the French into the FBI?
Okay.
I am not French. I am Canadian. There's a difference.
I'm sorry.
French
I'm
Canadian.
Quebecois.
Hey.
And also, yeah, I think so. As long as they have citizenship.
I mean, yeah, no, I figured.
Shadow, Misty, can either of you do any like brain magic? Like
that is.
Yeah, I need some details on that. What do you want me to do?
I mean, like help her like not forget everything. I don't know. I don't know how magic works.
I'll just look to Misty. What do you think? I mean, this can go one of two ways. I can do some brain magic, but
yes, it could go badly or very badly.
Yeah. Here's the issue. I am much more of a sledgehammer when it comes to magic.
Like that.
No, not on brain magic.
And brain magic is, the fine Spanish guitar nonsense. I know people who can. I am not one of them, and now is not the time to start learning brain surgery.
I like to think of my magic as like a very sharp sword.
Yes, but still a sword. That is a lot bigger than a scalpel.
On the other hand, sort of manipulating people's minds is sort of my strong suit.
Can you manipulate her into remembering?
Yeah, like
maybe. I think we'll need with sufficient arcane focus and perhaps a group effort directed.
Perhaps someone in reserve in case you have issues once again.
Well, by all means. I can see why you'd be concerned about that. I put that behind me, and I'm not going to bite anybody today.
5
I can
minutes
assure
ago.
you, from this point forward, with 100% certainty, I won't be killing any of you today.
There's the important.
What time is it, by the way?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Who the frick knows?
I'm gonna pull up my Nokia and look.
Usually, my specialization is sort of supplanting memories or perhaps misleading them. And I think I can perhaps reverse engineer what's been done to Agent Crow.
How long do you think that will take, and how much support are you going to need? And should we try to find a different room to work in so that you're not distracted by... And Misty kind of waves a finger around, gesturing at all of the gore.
Yes, if we could find one that isn't a charnel house, that would probably be beneficial, yes. As to how long it'll take, it's difficult to say without sort of getting under the hood, so to speak. Don't worry, I won't literally need to lever open your skull and your brain pan. It'd be more of a sort of a psychic probing, so to speak.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I promise you, it's quite painless.
Is it?
Yes, all I want to do is find out whatever mental blocks have been placed on your memories and remove them so that we can restore you to your self.
Okay.
I would like to use my fortune ability.
Okay.
Which would manifest itself through my magical necklace.
Uh-huh.
And I would like to look at what the future holds. If I'm successful, I could possibly give +1 forward to another hunter, which might allow Silas to pull this off a little bit better.
Okay.
All right. So roll plus weird. That looks promising. So that's 10 plus 3, 13.
Ooh.
So on a 10 plus, hold 3.
Holy shit.
Wow. So it says spend your holds to have a useful object ready, be somewhere you're needed just in time, take +1 forward or give +1 forward to another hunter, and retroactively warn someone about an attack so that it does not happen. So if it says hold 3, how long do I have those holds?
Until you want to use them.
Okay, well, so I'm going to pull up my necklace and I'm going to look through it and focus. And even though my eyes are closed, I'm using it kind of at, what is the word, like a conduit, maybe, a focal, to see if I can see the future. What do I see with it? I'd imagine it's like Doctor Strange or something, where you only see the future that could unfold on the current path you're headed on, but that future might be able to change. So if Silas goes through with this, what do I possibly see?
So because you rolled so well, you would also be helping Silas in that situation. You do see that it works, but Samantha will be in pain from it, as a lot of things come rushing back to her all of a sudden.
Okay.
But it's not like she dies from it. It's not like her head explodes like some crazy movie. It's just going to be it's going to be painful, and it's going to take a little bit of time for it to all kind of come back to her.
Okay. So my eyes will open and I'll look at Samantha and then the Silas. All right. So it seems like this would work, but it's not going to feel good. Samantha, it's going to hurt.
Okay.
But you're going to remember everything. Unfortunately, most of the pain you experience will probably be from the memories themselves.
So, do I want to remember that?
Do you want to remember why you're here?
That's up
Do you want to remember what happened to you?
I think the context behind you
Probably
being here
good
will
idea.
help you and us escape.
Okay, yes. All right.
You're very brave, Agent Crow.
Don't know why you keep calling me that, but okay.
So I'll give +1 forward. So I'll give Silas +1.
Okay, and you have two others,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, 2 more.
Okay. Not here though, right?
Yeah, let's...
Somewhere a little bit more salubrious would be nice.
Okay.
Yeah, what's the door situation in this room? I know we obviously came from one.
Yep. There are 3 other doors. There's one on the left, one on the right, and one straight forward.
Well, given the complete inconsistency of the doors so far, I do not think it matters.
Yeah, should we just split the difference, go right down the middle?
Sure.
Why not?
I mean, it's the doors that always lead us somewhere we shouldn't be. What if we made our own door? I mean, this is drywall, right? It can't be that tough. And I'll hit the wall with my fist.
It's a wall. It's not stone or anything. You could definitely try to break through a dry wall.
I mean, I'm just thinking every time we walk through a door in this place, we end up somewhere we don't really want to be.
I mean, that was how we figured out the hotel eventually, was getting into the spaces between the walls.
I'm going to just take my sword and just stab it into the drywall and see, like, does it react like I just stabbed a wall, made a drywall, or is it like some other shit?
You see a black ichor start to fall from the hole that you just made.
Do it again, Shadow.
Okay, I'll pull out my sword and then stab again.
Same black ichor, but you also see the walls start to, like, wiggle.
That's not good.
I don't like that word.
Wiggling walls.
Do we want to continue to attack this wall or abandon it? And she cocks her shotgun.
I mean, I don't know if we should even call it a wall anymore. Walls don't bleed, at least in my experience.
Or wiggle. Unless it's a really bad wall.
Or if you're
Are we
really
in something's
drunk,
stomach.
Oh, house stomach. I guess you're always in the house's stomach.
I've just got this horrible sensation of Jonah the whale.
Maybe we just gotta make it shoot us through the blowhole.
Oh, we could shoot through the wall. I want to go ahead and attack the wall.
Roll to attack a wall because it's a fucking wall.
Well, okay, I want to shoot at the wall.
Or is it, DB? Is it a wall? It's wiggling and bleeding.
Yeah, no, you blast a hole into this wall, and it looks like a fucking flesh wound. And it's bleeding more, and the walls are wiggling more and starting to come closer.
All right, I have an idea, but I don't want you all to freak out. I'm gonna reach in my pocket. I'm gonna use my other thing, have a useful object ready. And I'm going to say, I know you all said I should stop carrying this with me. When I pull out a single stick of dynamite.
Oh! Wait a minute, you don't have to roll for this?
No, it's from the thing I rolled. I have the 3. One of them is have a useful object ready. And be somewhere right when you are needed in time. So I'm just going to pull out the stick of dynamite from my leather man bag. I'm going to hold it up and go, now... It's still a discussion.
What the fuck?
I don't have to use this, but Misty has fire and I have dynamite. And if this thing is alive, we can unalive it pretty fucking quick.
Yeah, wait, why are you still... We told you multiple times about the stick of dynamite plus Misty's fire magic.
You told me don't bring it to Chili's again. This isn't Chili's.
It was dangerously unstable, and so were you.
If Misty casts one fire spell on a windy day and an ember goes near your Leatherman sack, then it's gonna fucking kaboom.
Look, this is real Italian leather. It's been cured. This no little stray spark's gonna set this thing off.
Yes, let's not disparage Shadow's fancy Italian man sack.
All right, well, I mean,
someone gets it.
I mean, you got the dynamite out now, and
I'm just saying, if I can put it back, we can use it in the future. We can have it another day. Maybe we're fighting a fucking goat monster or something. I don't know.
We'll forget it.
Are the walls still closing in on us?
Yes.
Are they closing in on?
Silas flips the table over and like crouches behind it.
Are they closing in on us, or like is the wound closing back?
No,
this is like the Star Wars trash compactor thing.
Either we use the dynamite or we try and get through one of these doors, but we better fucking make a decision.
Let's do them both at the same time. Light the dynamite, throw it in the hole. We'll run through the door.
Wait, Misty, did you figure out that shield magic shit? I know you mentioned it a few weeks back.
A little bit. We'll find out.
Man,
and I just hold it up. He looks almost happy. So fire in the hole.
And Misty will go and join Silas behind the table.
Yes. Samantha as well.
And like as soon as everyone is behind the wall, reach out, snap fingers to light the dynamite, and then duck.
He's gonna immediately lick his finger and put it out. What the fuck? I didn't. No, not yet. Wait for me to put it in the hole. Jesus.
You yeet the thing. Go.
I'm not yeeting it. I was gonna shove it in the orifice. We're gonna blow the shit
Shadow,
up
I
from here.
swear to Christ, if you get us killed because you're arguing over semantics right now.
No, I licked my fingers and put it out.
I swear to Christ, if you get us killed because you're arguing over this because this thing is collapsing in on us, we're running out of room. Move.
That's me getting us killed. You just licked the shit while it's in my hand.
We are running out of room. Move.
I'm gonna run over, shove it in one of the holes with the gunshot hole, run back behind the table, and go, Misty fire!
Explosion. And everything goes black.
Ah, death at last.
Oh God, we're dead?
Oh shit, I can hear you too, so I guess not.
Be here if I was dead. No.
Is this hell? Are we just in hell?
Oh, maybe we all went to hell at
Probably.
the same time.
I mean,
God.
nope, just gonna leave that one alone.
As the smoke clears, you find yourself in the garden. Very familiar garden that you guys have all seen before.
Oh my god. Fuckface head, whatever his name is.
Fuckface head, huh? I don't think any of those were his name, Adam.
I mean, I call him the spider, but everyone else has gone with a different name that I shan't repeat.
Fuckface.
Lord Jeff Fuckhead.
Yeah. There it is.
Yes.
I have read both of these names in that file.
In the Garden of Fuckhead, once again.
There's the episode title.
Gardens of Fuckhead.
In the Garden of Fuckhead, baby.
It looks different. When you first saw it back when you were in the hotel the first time, it was a thriving garden. Beautiful. As you look around, the trees look like they are dying. The fountain is no longer flowing, and even looks like it's cracked and falling inward.
Jeff?
Dead? Or
dying?
Dead? I don't know what you're asking me. What's happening?
No, I'm looking at everyone else. Are we dead?
Oh, Lisa
No, I don't think
has
we're dead.
questions, but Agent Manon does them.
There'd be more fanfare if I was dead, I think.
Greeted by all of your demonic
party.
friends.
Yes, I kind of owe people things.
Is this the same garden we were in when we were at that Chili's with the walls and shit?
Yes, except it's shitty now.
Yeah, now it's shitty. Oh, you know what? Maybe we...
It's always shitty as Chili's.
Maybe he had to Lord Jeff Buckhead had to let go of the gardener because we've been fucking up all of his monsters he's been sending at us.
Can I remind you that this does not belong to Lord Jeff Fuckhead?
It was the director?
The lady.
Yes.
Yeah, the director, right.
Yeah, the director.
You
The director's garden.
Yeah, that you made a deal with.
Fuckhead by Fuckhead by proxy.
No, she's against Fuckhead.
She is now.
She's now, yeah.
Oh shit, maybe we've been doing a real bad job because I forgot we were actually supposed to be helping this fuckhead.
Is Samantha with us?
Yes,
Oh.
she is standing there very
no one ever
confused.
described her jumping behind the table, so I just didn't.
Oh, I was trying to
No,
describe
James.
it.
All right, let's deal with the memory thing first.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So that we can have that handled, hopefully, before anything else explodes. At least nothing's actively... I'm not going to finish that sentence because I have a bad habit of jinxing us, so let's...
You don't see any movement in the garden. You know that like the spirits that had been here had been released by the promise of the director.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and handle this part as quickly and carefully as we can, and then see if there's anything in your memories, I say looking at Samantha, that might shed some light on the problem.
Okay.
Let's find somewhere for you to sit down. I think that would be best. I wouldn't like to leave you standing.
You find a bench to sit on.
Okay. Right.
I'll provide assistance in this.
Yes.
Okay.
So, Misty, how I see this going is, although I think I'll be able to identify where the mental blocks have been in place, given that they've been put there by a being of rather perhaps greater potency than myself, I think you should take our combined efforts to perhaps yank those blocks out, so to speak. And that's where I think you could assist me. Thanks to Shadow's foresight, I've got some idea of what might be coming. So let's just see what we can do.
Let's see what we can do.
Yeah. Samantha, I want you to open your eyes and listen to the sound of my voice, easing yourself into a gentle breeze as the shores lap against the beach of your mind. Nothing to be afraid of. As we walk down the beach, we open the doors to the cabana where we see all of your friends waiting for you there. And yeah, then as Silas is just sort of trying to basically hypnotize her in a nice way, it's gonna gently start using his mind magics to start probing her mind for these mental blocks and where he can attack them from.
2 things. Misty, can you roll to help out? Silas, roll use magic.
Well, that's an 11 plus my 3 weird is a 14 plus Shadow's 1 is a 15.
And I got an 8 to grant him a +1 to their roll, but I also expose myself to any trouble or danger.
Okay. We'll get back to that after a bit. So you managed to break 2 of these blocks. You rolled really well with the help of your friends. There was a 15 in total. So I'm going to let you have 2 of them. And you see Samantha's hands clutch onto the bench. And she looks like she is in pain.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that it had to be done.
And she is definitely hurting. You have 1 more that you have to do. You'll still get Shadows +1 because it's the same scene kind of situation.
Okay, last push. It'll all be over soon, Samantha. That's a 3. Plus a 3 is a 6. Plus 1 more is a 7.
Oh.
Am I able to help out?
You are still able to help out, yes.
Okay. That is a 7. So again, +1 to the roll, but more exposing to trouble or danger.
Okay.
So an 8 total then. With
it's a little harder this time. It takes a little more effort, but as you pull it away, Samantha falls off the bench and is clutching her head. And all of a sudden, she lunges at Misty.
Can I try and stop her?
You can. Roll, I don't know what you would roll for that. Because it's not really kick some ass.
Act
You're just
under pressure?
Yes, do that.
Okay.
Misty, if you want to act under pressure too to try and move away.
Yeah.
Well, that's experience for me.
Oh no.
Yeah, because that's only a 5.
Act under pressure, I rolled a 12.
Okay. So you manage to move away as Samantha lunges at you. And she's
basically like throw up a shield and use that to step aside and deflect her off of me.
Right. And she hits the shield going, why would you do this to me?
It's like, what did I do? What are you remembering?
You're the reason I'm here.
Misty.
What happened?
You called me.
What happened?
She's running her hand through her hair. Still
definitely maintaining the shield because like, nope, I'm not, no thank you.
She's still kind of hitting the shield and she's like, I got a call from you. I don't know how you got that number. The number that I have goes directly to Minot. But you called me telling me you needed help. And it brought me to the Silverline Ranch.
Yeah, that wasn't me.
I saw you.
Our enemy has been able to manufacture faces and voices before. This isn't the first time.
We're here because of a phone call too, right?
Yes.
Does anybody remember who called us here?
I thought it was Samantha.
That's what I thought too, but okay.
Yeah, I just look at her and be like, look, if you're gonna get pissed at me for a fake phone call, I get to be pissed at you for a fake phone call where you called us to tell us to come here.
Yeah, we thought you needed
told
help.
me my refrigerator was running.
We got dragged here by the voices of the people that we trust, or at least put up with in your case.
Ooh.
No, no, like me calling her, she puts up with us.
Hey, Agent Minot, didn't you get a call from Samantha too? Isn't that?
Yes, that is why I'm here.
See, so you called like five of us. I had to count real quick, and apparently, Ghost Misty only called one of you. So really.
There's no blame to be placed here.
Hilbert, I will fuck your shit up.
Okay, I'm sorry. I do apologize. I'm sorry.
No, you will not.
Guys, let's bring it down a couple notches.
Never ever threaten
You
Philbert
called
again.
us and we came here. And now you're saying what? Misty called you, so you came here?
Yes.
The only number that I have for you started going through to Agent Minot, and I have never gotten another number for you. You can look at my phone if you want.
Yeah, why'd you change your number, Samantha?
You see her give you a death glare.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Her like that.
Perhaps, Philbert, you might reconsider questioning at this point. Yes, there were some extenuating circumstances that may be somewhat your fault.
Me specifically, or some
who's
all of you.
Okay, I was like, oh geez, as long as it's shared blame.
Look, at this point, we're all being funneled into this sort of place, probably because we're getting too close to someone powerful enough to make this sort of shit.
I talked to somebody that was here. They called themselves the director.
Ah. What did they say?
They were scared. They said that there was something infesting their world.
Look around the garden. Yeah, that tracks.
I'd never seen this person in my life.
But they were scared.
Yes, very much so. They said something about getting too close to something, finding out that there were connections beyond what everybody thought there was.
Well, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yes.
It kind of sounds.
They said they had something, but they couldn't give it to me yet.
But they could eventually, or they could give it to someone else?
Yes.
Well, This is their domain.
Yeah,
well, I don't know if it is.
It was their domain, at least. Maybe there's a hidey hole that they found.
Maybe.
Maybe we just like call out to the director. Maybe they'll.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I think it's a bad idea. If there's something looking for them, we might draw them directly in.
Right. So you are familiar with this this garden? How did you get out last time?
I think Shadow used a stick of dynamite on it. But that's not going to work again.
Used that trick, so
He did not.
We followed the path, and then we found an elevator, I think, or we found an entrance to an office.
Was that the one with the CC, like the security
yes,
cameras
like that
all
scene
over?
with the architect in the Matrix. Yes.
Yeah. I didn't remember if I dreamt that or if that was real.
No, that happened. Yes.
well, shall we
Let's
begin
look
walking?
around.
Let's follow the yellow brick road.
How are you feeling, Samantha?
Like I was hit by a fucking bus.
Yeah, I believe it.
I don't know why everything leads back to you guys.
Because we're the center of the universe, Samantha. That's why.
Because we keep poking in our noses into the corners that bite.
Philbert is the cosmic nexus.
That feels accurate.
That doesn't.
Well, there is something about that man.
I'm right. Me?
He's got a very interesting file.
It's the beard.
I mean, honestly, if you all stopped like investigating us, it probably wouldn't lead to
We
us.
aren't investigating you.
I mean, you've been popping up a lot,
What?
Samantha. Just saying.
Sometimes you bitches call me.
Yes, we do.
You quit answering.
And even your
I still
sister's
answer.
ghost show, like even she showed up randomly that one time.
That
Or real
was...
sister, fake ghost show. Real show, fake ghosts. Real sister's ghost show about fake ghosts. She, what's her excuse? Just saying.
She runs a fucking television show where she checks out haunted places.
She's a liar.
I'm not saying she's not. That particular point, she wasn't.
That time, but that's because we
Yeah,
showed up.
that time.
Well, it was haunted before we got there.
That's true. We only showed up
fairness.
because it was haunted.
Right.
I only showed up because that's where our father disappeared.
Well, short story long. If you didn't investigate us, you wouldn't run into us all the time.
I never started investigating you. Ever. I was
No.
investigating Ashford.
Then why does Minot know everything about us if the FBI
You
is
all have
investigating
files.
us?
Y'all aren't slick. Y'all are doing a lot of shit that is noticeable by people.
Agent Crow may not be investigating you, but she's not the only member of the FBI.
I was on some list before I met any of you all, so.
And honestly,
You were on
who
a
are
number
you?
of
Why,
lists.
why do we believe Minot? You don't
You'll
even
never
remember
take
her,
me on
Samantha.
dead,
We're
copper.
just taking her for her word here.
Do remember her now?
Well, can we trust her?
Yes.
Can we trust
Sort
you?
of.
Look, if we're going to get into that, if we're going to get into not trusting the people who are stuck in this situation with us, we might as well just kill ourselves and be done with it. Because, like, at that point, we're dead people walking.
You're not wrong.
I know I'm not wrong. God, the layers of meta on that.
I'd like to leave, please. Should we stop bickering?
So let's start looking for if there's a bolt hole hidden somewhere in this garden where we can find the director or a clue as to what's going on. Let's start looking.
Okay. So you guys are walking down the path, and the garden is the same as it was when you guys exited it before. And you get to the room that had the TVs in it. It's a mess. And sitting, leaning up against the wall is a body. Dressed in a familiar outfit that you've seen the director wear before.
Shit.
Hey, Shadow, back me up. I say as I go over carefully, because we've had history with bodies at this point.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I'll be ready, just in case.
Yeah, I'll approach carefully.
Okay, you approach the body. Are you touching it? What are you doing? Its head is slumped forward. Papers everywhere in this room.
Well, I guess I'll verify first that it is actually a body and not someone who's unconscious.
It is a body. As you get closer, you can see a giant hole in their torso.
Does it look like something blasted into it, or there was something and came?
It looks like somebody may have.
Are we talking like an alien situation with a chest burster?
Through the back kind of situation, like something that would happen like Dragon Ball Z kind of shit.
Okay.
So Piccolo did this.
Yeah, Piccolo did this.
That seems likely.
Does it look like the body was stabbed twice, shot, and then blown up with a stick
No.
of dynamite?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
That's a very fair question, actually.
No, it is. It would be very funny if that is how this person died. That's all you had to do.
Well, I guess the deal with the director's off.
Yeah, I don't really know how to feel about that. I mean, obviously, she wasn't good either, but at the same time, she was helping us. Actually, you know what? Did she even do shit for us other than help us escape?
Enemy of my enemy is a weapon you point at in another direction.
Yeah.
As you're crouched near the body, you do see underneath her leg, there is a thick, what looks like a book.
I'll reach up and let my hand hover over it first, feeling for any like magical traps or anything.
No magical traps.
Okay. Pick it up gingerly.
Yeah. Parts of the pages you can tell are stained with blood. Kind of fresh because it's under this body. But it's handwritten. And it looks like the director was doing what she said she was going to do, and that was find out as much information as she could about the spider.
All right, I'm gonna like rock back on my heels, like crouching next to the body, and just quickly flip through to see what is most recent, what might have been what she was saying to Agent Minot.
Saying to Agent Minot?
Agent Crow. I couldn't remember. That's right. One of the two agents was like, "Here, let me help."
Yeah. So the last page is all I have gotten too close. He knows that I am looking into this. It's about to be not safe. Hopefully I can get this information too, and then it stops.
Okay. I'll flip a little bit earlier to see what information she was trying to get out.
It looks like Lord Jeff Fuckhead, the spider, whatever the fuck his name is, has agents on the inside of every major organization that has anything to do with monsters.
Don't look at me like that.
I wasn't looking at anybody.
Does that include the group that Shadow is a part of?
Yes.
Yeah, sounds like Dado.
Is it Daddy-O?
It's not Daddy-O.
Dado Quail Egg Jr.?
That's... Damn it, Jeremy.
I'll bring the book over to everyone and like pass it around. If any of this means anything to people who know more about the stuff than I do, how about?
I wanted to investigate a mystery. I want to look through the book and see if there's any big old names I recognize.
Of course.
So that's 7 plus 2, 9.
Okay. Yeah, Umbra shows up in there.
Okay. So like just the group, not like specific people?
No, that's the man's name is Umbra. You're the Horus clan.
Oh, you're right. Umbra. So why is Umbra so familiar?
Umbra is the man that interviewed you at the beginning of our campaign. He was head of your organization.
Gotcha. Alright, well, seems like the Umbra assholes on their side, whoever they even are.
I thought you were friends with Umbra.
Yeah, I thought so too, but you know, who
Apparently
knows?
not.
But no, if you were also looking at the book, you recognize the name Jack Braxton.
Okay.
He is the director of your department.
Oh no.
Nailed. Okay. This gentleman, Jack Braxton, is well, he is my boss. So this could be a problem. When I get back, perhaps I will remove your files from general circulation.
It's probably too late.
Well, I can at least keep anything new from being entered, and this, whatever this is, will not appear. Officially.
I think we need to find a place to sit down and actually talk about all of this.
Chili's.
Not here.
Indeed.
Suggestions?
Did you say Willie's?
I said Chili's, but I tried to whisper it because I didn't want to make anyone mad.
Willie's is an entirely different establishment on the other side of town.
Willie's Wonderland.
Yes, we do not go to Willy's Wonderland. There were some incidents there as well.
Vampires. It's weird.
No.
No, not in the least.
I'm referring to the fact that Nicolas Cage is now Dracula.
No, that did just make me realize that a Willy's Wonderland one shot would be fucking so fun.
Anyway, we're not going.
Your silly games.
We're not going to Chili's. We should probably talk about this in a more private area.
Yes,
Applebee's.
like the back room of a Denny's.
What is wrong with you people? Do you only think about food?
Well, you gotta be eating anyway, so why not?
I don't eat in these places. I've just resigned to it by now.
You know how much money we've
we
wasted
go around
buying
all
you
these little
steaks?
places, these quaint little examples of Americana, where I get to
As
see
you
a
are
bunch of-
going on about this, you hear the crumbling of infrastructure around you.
Oh.
Rocks fall,
Time to
everyone dies.
leave.
Cool.
How exactly did we get out last time from this room?
We made a deal.
You do seem to make a lot of deals.
It comes with the line of
We're
work.
alive, aren't we?
Yeah,
Well,
true enough.
That's true, because
To
no
a
one's
point.
come to cash any of those checks yet.
Yet.
Person
That
we
is
made
an
the deal with
important
last
little
time's
word.
Dead. So I think we're clear on that one.
Well, yeah, we'll see. But yes, start looking around for anything that might resemble the exit that we used the last time that we were in this room with the director.
The exit you used the last time you were in this room was the same door that you walked through.
Yeah.
Well, we have seen the consistency
of doors
lately, so perhaps we can try it.
It's worth a shot. Although I want to go on record as saying that wherever we go, it might not be much better than here.
Well, it'd be Louisville.
Like I said, not much better than here.
True love right there, guys. So you open the door as the world around you starts to crumble. And you find yourselves back in the house.
Silverline Ranch.
Yep.
All right, everyone's got your memories?
Yes.
We're all good. We get the head count real quick.
As well as a few more I didn't want.
Mood.
As you guys have entered the store, you see the long-haired, red-eyed creature that you've seen before.
Ah!
And the arms start to try and come out of the door that you guys just opened, trying to pull itself out as well.
Yes, no, you're not going to do that. I would like to shoot it. I would like to kick some ass.
Hey, roll to kick some ass, Minot.
It's gonna be the homeowner returning.
Yeah. I get some more experience.
Hey, you're gonna level up at this rate.
This is a completely different character that she might not ever play again.
But I'm still one away from leveling up. So, you know.
You shoot, miss, and it starts to reach out one of the hands towards you, Minot, and grabs you around the ankle and starts to pull.
Merde, secours, little help.
And no one comes.
No. I Filbert will. I'm gonna run and just try to grab her like under the shoulders and pull it away from the grabbiness.
Okay.
Would that be act under pressure?
Yes.
Okay, I'm trying to think of how I can argue I've read about this sort of thing, because that's a move I've got, and if I've read about this sort of thing, I get to roll sharp instead of cool when I act under pressure. I don't know what I would have read about.
You've read about that place.
Like self-defense, wrestling techniques, anything, you know.
Oh, wrestling. Yeah, I read a book on 2000 era wrestling.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
WWE wrestling.
I'm still going to roll
That's
bad,
right.
I'm sure.
You've Kurt Angle's ankle lock. You've studied it.
That's really good because, so my tough is -1. So I would have gotten a 6 right there because I rolled a 7, but my cool is +1. So I got 8.
Okay. So you start to pull. This creature still has its hand wrapped around Minot's ankle and lashes out at you to try and hit you as well. But you're trying to pull her back as everybody watches.
Someone's like, magic it.
I'm gonna.
So I'll use my last hold, retroactively warn someone about an attack so it doesn't happen.
Oh my god! I fucking hate this.
So as all this is about to happen and Minot's about to go forward, I'm gonna go, wait a minute, for some reason I just feel like that's not a good idea.
Okay. Do you close the door?
So everything that just occurred, I saw happening.
Okay.
And I'll just slam the door shut and go, not a good idea. I don't know what to tell you. Not a good idea.
You hear a loud screeching sound as you close the door.
That's the sound of vindication, Shadow.
And you are all standing in this house. As you remember from last time you were in the house and not in an alternate dimension, the house was dusty. It looks worse.
Oh, fuck.
What kind of worse?
More dust.
Like we've been gone a really long time.
Falling apart a little bit. You look outside.
Oh, no.
Misty, your car's there. But it looks like it's been sitting there for a hot minute.
Like, is there stuff growing up around it?
Not that long, no.
Okay.
It's not the post-apocalypse.
That's what I was saying. I was like,
it's just a bit dusty.
You would see that, like, some leaves had fallen around it kind of situation, whether the trees had been kind of bare before.
Might have been a few rainstorms here and there.
Uh-huh.
What does everybody's mobile phone say? How much time has passed as far as we know?
2024.
Holy!
I'm kidding.
Jeez. Fuck.
We've traveled 16 years into the future. Whatever it is.
Man, you really want that crossover to happen, don't you?
Jesus, could you imagine? No, No, that'd be bad. It says that so the amount of time that has passed has been 3 months.
Jeez.
Still pretty long.
Yeah. And as you all are standing
Thank goodness
there,
I don't have a mortgage to pay.
as you all are standing there, hey, Lyseth, you appear out of nowhere.
Gilbert, you're alive. Misty.
Oh, look at that.
Silas, Shadow, Agent Crow. Woman I do not know.
That's
It
Agent
is-
Minot. Agent Minot. She's
Agent
helped us
Minot?
quite a bit. Yeah,
Oh,
I think you'd like
great.
her.
Where have you been?
We're
Here.
not entirely sure. We went in there, and then it was like the hotel again.
We found the director
Dead.
and the garden also dead. Yeah, I think you're caught up. But we don't have to pretend that I don't know Silas is a vampire anymore. So
One
so
less secret for you. Excellent.
Exactly. Yeah.
What do you mean? Never mind.
Yeah, we'll unpack. We got some other stuff I think we need to unpack first.
What?
I'll hand Lyseth the journal.
Oh.
Any of that? Any names in there ring bells?
She'll pop it open and start flipping through.
Owl, no way.
Yes.
Oh, this is interesting.
You have 3 names on that list.
Oh.
All a part of your council.
Oh.
According to the director, the names in there are people who are working with the spider.
And
now you're caught up.
Not just people, unfortunately.
Hmm?
3 of these are members of the council.
Like the Angel Council?
My council, yes, the divine. We're not angels.
I'll get it right one of these days. I'm sorry.
Not angels, not people, just divine. Well, you're a person.
You know, maybe I should look through that book too, real quick, because so far everyone who's looked at it has found a name in it.
Filbert's mom.
Not even her real name, just Filbert's mom.
Yeah, not even a given name.
There will be blood if that's the case.
God, she
You
owns
might
the
see Lightsab's
bunker.
head explode.
She does own the bunker.
We'd have to
'cause it's
find
her
somewhere else to
basement.
crash.
Yeah, you might want to pass it over to Filbert, see if he recognizes anything. I'm sorry, I didn't show you earlier, Filbert.
Oh, my lawyer, Bigfoot.
It's Harry. Filbert,
Harry.
as you're looking at names, there's actually not anybody on there that you know.
Ooh, all right. I was actually pretty stressed about that one.
The dynasty of the Figgy Fogels is intact.
Yeah.
My circles are-
Shoot. You know how many times they've probably been hacked since I was gone? Oh my god.
They've lost everything at this point.
Oh,
They're
they've
gonna
had the
be
most
ruined.
successful business period of their entire existence.
They're thriving without me in my pizza roll budget.
I feel like Agent Manon is just looking at her phone, watching it light up with 3 months of missed messages.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I think that perhaps I will just turn this off for now.
You all
And-
have missed messages from people that you know.
But perhaps it is best that Jack Braxton does not know that I am here.
Alive.
Probably a good thing. So the thing is you were I was put under you to keep an eye on me for doing bullshit with them.
Uh-huh.
He thinks that you're on his side. Probably still does.
But if he is aware that I went missing at the same time as all of this happened, and I have returned, then it will not be a secret, or it would be a reasonable assumption that the rest have returned as well.
I mean,
Yes.
is it? If he thinks that you're working for him and you are diametrically opposed to us, you might have survived and we didn't.
Well,
I mean,
my
that doesn't
mission
seem terribly likely, but
is to observe and protect Samantha, and I have no specific instructions about the preservation or destruction of the rest of you.
Well, you observed me going missing, so at least there's that. They don't need to know that they were here.
Perhaps you should turn off your phone as well, Samantha.
She pats her. I don't have a phone.
Excellent.
Maybe I'll turn off our phones because Government tracking could be a thing. Could be, is a thing.
Well, they can't.
I was gonna say you're the one who should know.
Shadow's phone doesn't have any kind of GPS location or anything.
Don't know what they can do or what they have done.
Let's just
His is pretty
Misty
much a
will
walkie-talkie.
turn her phone off. Amazing battery life though.
Indestructible too.
All right, where are we going, guys?
Everyone, don't look at me. Everyone crapped all over me when I said Chili's or Denny's or whatever I said.
Is Misty's car the only one here?
No, there were loads of cars, weren't there?
No, I think that was
Am I misremembering?
Yeah, I think you're thinking of the insane asylum thing, the asylum
prison.
that we were at. Yeah,
the prison.
Yeah, that's the one that had tons of cars.
There were 2 cars.
Was one of them Agent Menels?
Yes.
Okay.
So you don't know how Samantha got here because there was not a car here for her.
So where are we going?
I think we go to the bunker.
Yeah, we can go to the bunker.
All right.
Let's go to the bunker. That's a relatively safe
Shotgun.
place.
Now
Misty
we know.
does actually burst out laughing at that
It's been 3 months without that.
It has.
Felt like only yesterday.
Longer than that beforehand.
Filbert, do you have a shower and a change of clothes I could use when we get there?
Yes, and also now that we know that Mommy Figgy is not on that shit list right there, I'll text her ahead. I know I turned off my phone. I'll turn it back on just for a second. Text her, pop in a whole bag of pizza rolls. We'll be on our way in 10. And then
It is 3 in the morning.
As if that has ever stopped Filbert.
I'll still text
only
her.
Child,
Filbert,
your
do
only
not
adult
text your
child
mother.
sends you a text, goes missing for 3 months, and then sends you a text message at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Make me some pizza rolls.
Put on a whole
Filbert,
bag of pizza
Filbert,
rolls.
your phone rings when you send that text message.
Filbert, you answer your mother.
Yeah, hello?
What have you been?
It's a really long story. I am sorry.
Police are looking for
No, I want a cruise. A long one.
cruise and you didn't tell your mother?
I didn't have service on the ship. It's on an ocean.
Your mother?
I'll be home in about 10 though.
We got shanghaied onto a cruise.
We're gonna take a break there.
Yes, I
Excellent.
think we should. While we digest that.
Hey, we'll be able to do an actual recap on the next one.
Yes.
We'll be right back.
From the city that brought you Kentucky Fried Chicken, Sluggers, and Muhammad Ali comes Roll for Weird, a Monster of the Week actual play podcast. Join Philbert Fogel, Doomsday Prepper and Expert.
I mean, I'm kind of like the linchpin that's keeping everything together in the group.
Lasath, the Divine, and the Sensible.
And I still owe him my life, so I would have to end yours. It would be a mess.
Shadow, the Edgy Initiate.
I trust him with my life. I don't know if I trust him with, my bank account or my car or something like that.
Misty Charlotte Palladino, Spellslinger, and Trenchcoat Enthusiast.
But I haven't set anything on fire that I haven't meant to set on fire.
Silas Lancaster, Elderly Vampire.
There's only one Filbert. They broke the mold when they made Filbert.
And Dragonbait as the Creeper Keeper.
Silas, get back in your room!
Roll for Weird on Twitch, streaming monthly. New podcast episodes every other Friday. Available on Apple or wherever you find your podcasts. Ah, so nice of you to stop by. Come in, come in. I'm Silas Lancaster, and this is my library. Within these tomes, you will find tales of monsters, both figurative and literal. Tales to make the strongest of us blanch in fear. Such stories are dangerous, and consumption must be strictly rationed. As such, I shall share but one story from my library each Thursday in October each year. Be sure to tune your wireless receiver to Storytime with Silas. Alternatively, subscribe on those podcast providers the youth seem so fond of.
Campaign 2 of Halfway to Heroes. Darker, grittier, and much more dignified than Campaign 1.
We see the Forever Storm, a 50-mile wide storm centered on the Severed Key. Though dangerous, it is vital to the survival of nearly every being in this slice of pizzazz. This source of energy
I forgot the name.
I forgot the name.
Pizzazz or pizzazz?
Pizzazz.
It sounded like he said pizzazz.
It's supposed to be Beezazz or whatever.
You know what? I fucking knew that was gonna happen.
I forgot all about it, dude.
Okay, maybe not. But either way, join us every other Tuesday wherever you get your podcast as we start a brand new story featuring 4 monsters that have to put aside their differences if they're to stop the armies of men once and for all.
Do you like Dungeons & Dragons lore? Do you like drunk history? Well, then Lore and Pour is the show for you, where we combine the two. I'm Adam DeWeese, and I'm the host, and I bring on a cast of rotating guests, and we hang out before the show, have a few drinks, and then they are given their topic 30 minutes prior to pressing the record button, where they study up on the topic, and then we hit record, and whatever they say goes. They are treated as if they are the leading experts in the field, and I ask the questions that you never thought you needed to ask, such as, how do mind flayers go to the bathroom?
Yeah, they just go one time, and it's pee and poop, and it's green.
What's the most dangerous creature in the astral plane?
It just pinch it, you know?
Yeah.
It just...
And that whale's like, you know
They
what?
got pinchers?
Oh,
You don't even know about
pinchers.
Find the answers to all these questions and much, much more, whether they're accurate or not, on Lore and Pour. You can find Lore and Pour on the Majestic Goose Network and wherever you download your podcast every other Monday right now.
Space. The final front.
Mayday alert. We are under attack.
Oh, blarney. I kind of gotta watch the tube for 10 seconds.
Rerouting auxiliary power to abjuration shields.
Someone get on those cannons. We've got company.
Are you looking for a Dungeons & Dragons sci-fi fantasy space adventure? Then what you are looking for is Eclipse. Join our crew every other week as we struggle to keep the galaxy safe. With Dr. Shepard, the Illithid cleric.
Space pirates. That was wild.
Ava Elkin, the human monk.
If we play our cards right, we might not be totally screwed.
Lita Nove, the ASMR bard.
We should be arriving in Amaron in about 2 hours.
Info O. Scott, the Warforged artificer.
Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and fire the sonic cannon here.
Kanan Vargas, the tiefling sorcerer.
Does anybody else think this is like a super aggressive move?
And I'm Jeremy Fair. I will be your dungeon master. Eclipse can be found on Spotify, Apple Music, or anywhere you like to get your podcasts.
So you've decided to make a new home for yourself in the retirement community of Pennycross. We're very excited to have you join us. Here in Pennycross, you can enjoy some independence in your golden years, spending time with like-minded seniors without worrying about those darn kids on your lawn. We have a wide range of rental properties available and a variety of amenities staffed by locals who are middle-aged. No need to worry about crying babies or teenagers with attitude serving you at the pub. In addition, there are dozens of clubs, guilds, and activities to keep you feeling young at heart. Join our lawn bowling league, the puzzle club, or our renowned knitting guild. Established by Agnatha Harper nearly 200 years ago, our guild has attracted a wide range of members. We're delighted that you're making Pennycross your final home. Please ignore the ominous smoke coming from the mountain. It only started a few days ago, and I'm sure it will dissipate shortly. Welcome home, weary traveler.
Crits and Knits is a 5e actual play podcast and Twitch series with the live streams and the podcast drops alternating every other Wednesday, starting Wednesday, February 2nd on the Majestic Goose Network or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Gerundu.
And we are the hosts of Majestic Goose's newest podcast, Dice Talk. Dice Talk is a Dungeons & Dragons and tabletop podcast that dives into the deep topics of tabletop role-playing games.
Join us as we speak with passionate content creators, podcasters, authors, and more as we discuss all manner of tabletop and geek-related content.
Dice Talk is a bi-weekly show, so we're hitting your podcatcher with brand new episodes every other week, filling your ears with exclusive interviews and conversations that you can't find anywhere else.
Every episode is a new opportunity to hear from different creators in the tabletop community and just talk about Dungeons & Dragons and any other tabletop games that have made us who we are.
Dice Talk, now on the Majestic Goose Podcast Network. Make sure you check us out and subscribe so you never miss an episode.
A Majestic Goose Podcast.
In a world where adventure awaits and danger lurks around every corner, an unlikely group of friends find themselves on the path to becoming heroes. But school will only get them halfway. Merlin, the human warlock barber guy.
Oh god, no, I gotta buff his butt! No! Can I refuse business?
Ubo, the turtle artificer.
Well, it doesn't work yet, but I'm working on it.
Ultrex, the discarded warforged paladin.
I don't eat or sleep or wear clothes, so I just sit in the corner and wait.
And Clyde, the Goliath barbarian in skinny jeans.
They're called skinny pelts, okay?
Find us on iTunes or wherever you download your podcast by searching for Halfway to Heroes.
From the city that brought you Kentucky Fried Chicken, Sluggers, and Muhammad Ali comes Roll for Weird, a Monster of the Week actual play podcast. Join Philbert Fogel, Doomsday Prepper and Expert.
I mean, I'm kind of like the linchpin that's keeping everything together in the group.
Lasath, the Divine, and the Sensible.
And I still owe him my life, so I would have to end yours. It would be a mess.
Shadow, the Edgy Initiate.
I trust him with my life. I don't know if I trust him with, my bank account or my car or something like that.
Misty Charlotte Palladino, Spellslinger, and Trenchcoat Enthusiast.
But I haven't set anything on fire that I haven't meant to set on fire.
Silas Lancaster, Elderly Vampire.
There's only one Filbert. They broke the mold when they made Filbert.
And Dragonbait as the Creeper Keeper.
Silas, get back in your room!
Roll for Weird on Twitch, streaming monthly. New podcast episodes every other Friday. Available on Apple or wherever you find your podcasts. Ah, so nice of you to stop by. Come in, come in. I'm Silas Lancaster, and this is my library. Within these tomes you will find tales of monsters, both figurative and literal. Tales to make the strongest of us blanch in fear. Such stories are dangerous, and consumption must be strictly rationed. As such, I shall share but one story from my library each Thursday in October each year. Be sure to tune your wireless receiver to Storytime with Silas. Alternatively, subscribe on those podcast providers the youth seem so fond of.
Campaign 2 of Halfway to Heroes. Darker, grittier, and much more dignified than Campaign 1.
We see the Forever Storm, a 50-mile wide storm centered on the Severed Key. Though dangerous, it is vital to the survival of nearly every being in this slice of pizzazz. This source of energy is...
I forgot the name for it.
Welcome back, everybody. What's that, DB? I couldn't see the Zoom call, so I missed... Why exactly you and Jeremy? Oh, everybody's laughing. Okay, cool. What did I do?
No, it was me. I clapped because I thought we were going to try to make it easier to record again. I clapped right on count.
What happened last time?
Yeah, what happened last time? I think this recap's going to be a little bit cleaner than the last recap.
I don't know. The last one was pretty clean.
I mean, not clean as in it wasn't thorough, as in, you know, the rest of us will all actually remember what happened.
It wasn't half a year ago.
That does help.
Exactly.
Fair.
No, it was 3 months.
Yeah, apparently it was. Anyone want to take it away? Yeah, okay, Gerundu.
So we where we began was where we left off the time previously, which, funnily enough, was a different episode of Roll for Weird. No, we were in a dining room, which was the last stop on a tour through hell that we arrived at through the Silverline Ranch, which you may remember from our very first episode. Yeah,
Yep.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah, way back in the dim and distant past. We'd been summoned there by a spurious phone call from Agent Crow. We got sucked into the horrible hotel dimension kind of thing. There's all manner of nasty things and corpses that turned into spiders and yuck. We began at the end of that sequence in the dining room, which turned into a gore show, which was really bad for Silas because it triggered his need to feed. Misty put him in a glass cage of emotion so he couldn't attack and murder Agent Manon. He got over it and chowed down on some corpse parts that were lying around, which was like a drug relapse for him. Not very pleasant, and he was quite thoroughly ashamed of himself afterwards. Shadow then stabbed the wall, which bled, and then we hit upon the idea that maybe we should try and destroy the wall rather than trust it to the vagaries of these doors. Shadow conveniently had a stick of dynamite that he'd been carrying around with him, unbeknownst to all of us, which he jammed into one of the wounds in the wall and detonated, which Silas had the foresight of tipping over a table, which everybody else hid behind. The walls disappeared. We ended up in the garden, which we ended up at the end of the hotel sequence, except now it was all shitty and horrible and not populated by the ghosts of the people we cared about. Oh yeah, we found Agent Crow in the dining room, yes, by the way, who had lost her memory. Once we'd got her into the garden, Silas and Misty and Shadow pooled their magical skills and restored her memories at the cost of some excruciating pain on Samantha Crow's part. We pressed on through the garden to where we knew the director's office was. We found the corpse of the director sat in front of the bank of monitors, and beneath her bony butt was a diary of sorts, where she'd been listing what had been going on with her plotting against the Lord Jeff Fuckhead, and was basically trailed off mid-sentence while saying, "I've got too close, blah, 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 blah." And we also found, Misty found, backtracking through the book, a bunch of people on what we have dubbed the shit list, and they've confirmed as working for Lord Jeff Fuckhead, including, but not limited to necessarily, Agent Manon and therefore Agent Crow's boss, and three
angels,
three members of the Divine Council under which Laseth serves. So
also
that's bad.
Umbra,
yeah, the boss of the clan of Horus, to which Shadow belongs.
It is pretty bad having the angels in on this, huh? That seems
seems real bad.
Yeah, it seems real bad. Pretty bad. 3 out of how many?
Oh, there are innumerable divine.
On the council,
On the council,
it's
that's
only
what I
like
mean,
5.
Laseth.
So over
Yes.
majority?
That book you took from me when I was incapacitated,
Yes.
to what did it refer?
The Divine. It was a book about us.
Yes. And that's gone now, isn't it?
And why?
Yes.
And who asked you, like, specifically? Who asked you to get that? Wouldn't happen to be one of the three, right? It had to have been one of the two, right? The two good ones.
I think good is stretching a little there. But...
The way it works is I do not speak directly with the council unless I am called before them. Rather, they send a messenger.
Oh,
cool.
That's what I get for opening my heart to anybody, I suppose.
I mean,
why should I trust anybody?
Silas, my friend, my oldest friend.
Literally.
Bloody hell. Well, it's pointless me pretty mithering about it now.
If you need to know anything about the Divine, I do believe I could inform you myself. I have as much knowledge as that book.
Yeah, I was just going to ask if either of you to know, like, exactly what was in that book, because obviously they didn't want us to have it.
Yes, it was a treatise on the divine, the nature of divine, and various methods of contacting, controlling, influencing, and perhaps even killing them.
Okay.
Yes.
But I mean, Layseth, you know all that, right? Like,
yes.
So it's not like we're like missing that knowledge now
no,
necessarily.
But in light of this, I must feel sadly obliged to insist upon candor from yourself at this point, Layseth.
Yes.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Ooh.
Oh, that's so much worse. That's so much
Yes,
worse.
I know. I'm also a master manipulator.
All right, well, let's get to the bunker, unpack a couple things, eat some Zav rolls, and
then unpack all the rest of the stuff.
No. Your mother's still on the phone with you, you little shit.
I've been holding it away from my ear like this and like holding a receiver so she doesn't hear us talking about angels and shit. Yeah. I'm on my way. I'll be there in just a minute. I can explain everything. I'll tell you all about the cruise. We went to the Bahamas. It was awesome.
Are you kidding me?
No, we actually ended up, you know what's funny? It wasn't just a Caribbean cruise. We actually also circled around and went on an Alaskan cruise too. That's why it took so long. There's not a path in the middle there. You got to go all the way around. Took forever. It kind of sucked, to be honest, Mom. I'm just as pissed as you are. Me and all my friends went, and we're all coming.
I highly doubt it. Your friends aren't allowed. You're grounded.
You can't.
Can't I?
I'm trying to think if you can. Because we've got some real serious shit we got to talk about in the bunker. So I got to figure out if my friends can come over or not.
Filbert?
We could just go to my place and get to the bunker through the magic door.
Yeah, you're being... I hang up.
Filbert,
she really might lock us out of that bunker and not let you guys come over and hang out. So we might have...
You're going to get murdered in horrible ways.
Well, we got shit to talk about. My cruise lie obviously didn't work very well.
Look,
pretty bad.
We might have to bring her in on some of this stuff because
do that. She owns a
Misty.
big Newton shop.
Do you really think that's advisable?
I think that if she's going to be a target for reasons, she should know what direction things are coming from. Layseth.
And Layseth is looking even more pale than she usually does, which says something because she's usually about the shade of a piece of paper.
Look, we're going into circumstances where we're going to need all of the smarts that we have on our side as possible. The director's dead.
The director is dead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That the blood on the book, that's hers.
Yeah, there's bits of her in that book.
Oh.
So
Then I suppose the only way to protect Mary is with the truth.
And maybe not all of it.
Can we?
But
When
enough
she sees
of it.
me, she will know.
Can we still do the cruise lie for the last 3 months though? Because now I've lied. Like that was just a lie for
Filbert,
no real.
Perhaps we should just go back to the bunker and invite your mother to sit with us.
And you're gonna just tell her everything.
There's going to be a few things that she'll know just by being in the same room.
Do we think... I don't know if Ida can come through the door, the magic door, but I could... She makes an excellent herbal tea. I think asking Mrs. Fogel to put the kettle on at this time in the morning might be a bit of a stretch,
We could
given her emotional
also-
state. But
and-
Ida can... well, I can get Ida to make it and I'll bring it through the door. It doesn't matter.
Also,
That
her
sounds
seeing a
lovely.
ghost would be
Perhaps.
evidence for us. I could also call up Harry, maybe. Just ask him to swing by. Just make an
And if-
appearance, give a wave.
Perhaps not everything. all
Okay,
at
not
once.
everything I want. Not
imagine the bill
not
out
my
of-
Harry lawyer. Okay.
Getting your lawyer to make a house call out of office hours
So
at 3 o'clock in the
expensive.
morning, it's going to cost an arm and a leg, Philbin. I've got Ed Sheeran money.
And I haven't worked in 3 months, so. You know what? I wonder if my mom's been saving my my page stubs this whole time.
I should imagine she's been putting that towards the funeral costs.
I think we just tell her as much as she needs to know and what she's going to deduce in a few minutes. As much as she needs to know about the current situation.
Do you think a performance by the Backstreet Boys might please her?
No, I think it would have the opposite effect. I think she'd be very irritated.
Perhaps rather than riding back with you, Silas, I might visit your home and ask Ida to put on the tea. So that it can be prepared when you arrive.
Come on, take your medicine, Laceth.
Laceth, you're not getting out of this.
I will join you. But rather than taking a space in the vehicle, I would simply see that the tea is prepared ahead of time. And Silas, you can sit more comfortably in the shotgun seat.
You're gonna ghost us for 3 months again.
You speak with forked tongue, these honeyed words, Laceth, and I've fallen for it one too many times, so no. You take your shotgun, you called it. That's only fair. You come with the rest of us to the bunker.
Yeah, you're sitting there already.
And on a more practical note, we have been separated by the machinations of the spider for the better part of 3 months at this point. I would prefer it if we stay together.
Yeah, we need to stick together right now.
Are Agent Crow and Agent Menel, are they coming as well?
Yes, I need a shower.
Also, if either of the two femme people who are also covered in nastiness would like to borrow some of my clothing, you are welcome to.
There's also room at my
Perfect.
house. I have spare bedrooms if you need a place to stay afterwards.
Probably a good idea.
Can we not just glance over that Missy just crapped on my camouflage attire that I've got? It's a one size fits all, Misty.
It's fine, but it's not very feminine. And that when you're covered in goop and other things, you want something that actually has a chance at fitting you.
We can't all be rugged men of the woods like yourself, Philbert. Strong-thighed, strong-limbed, clean, tanned. We can't all be such fine figures of prime
Silas.
masculinity.
Sorry, I just zoned out for a second, trying to wonder what happened to Snuggies. Remember when those were a thing? Snuggies? They
They're
had
very comfy.
camouflage ones.
I still have one. What is this was thing?
In case one needs to be comfortable and discreet.
Yeah, okay. Misty's just like shaking her head and puts the car in drive and off we go.
Okay.
Oh my god,
At least for
Adam.
her vehicle. Did you just... What
Is
do you
that
make?
a huge bottle of like vodka?
That's my dirty news.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. So glad we're ending
Kettle
this.
One.
Dirty news.
Kettle One and Diet Dew.
Aren't you guys
Diet
happy
Dew.
that we had a sober episode for the first 1.5?
Oh, we've only got about a half hour left before I have to go.
It wasn't derailed as hard. Oh, I'm seeing the correlation now.
Because you're not drunk, yeah.
So Agent Manuel is going to get in her car with Samantha, I guess, and follow Misty's vehicle.
Yeah. Samantha has her head basically between her legs the whole time you guys are driving.
She might need a
goodbye.
doctor.
Oh yeah, that was a thing that needed to happen.
Maybe those two go to the doctor first.
She's been missing for 3 months.
The FBI doctor.
Lace's
Oh no,
gonna
we
have
can't.
to deal with that. I think at some point would be the most efficient way.
Yeah.
She's in the FBI. They'll probably take
No. We can't. The FBI's got the. They're on the shit list.
We can't
I
have
know, but they're also the FBI.
Jack
and they know
Sixpack or
she's
whatever
in
his
the
name is
FBI.
finding out about them.
I'm just saying they're probably listening to us literally right now. Like they're the fucking FBI. Mine's the only phone here not being tracked constantly. I'm just saying.
Good thing she's in the other car.
I just imagine they can hear that conversation through their radio, though.
Yeah, they all hear it.
For what it's worth, I think the people most likely to be tracking us are in the other car. Like
They already know where we live and where we're going. So
I don't think the FBI has infinite resources to be listening in on us. The two people who were on us are behind my car right now.
Unless they got one of those cool little mini satellite dishes pointing at our car.
Honestly, at this point, I'm past caring.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've probably been getting
there's-
tracked for quite some time.
Still plenty to care about, I'm sure.
Oh yes, but not. I don't give two shits about. I couldn't give a tuppenny fart about the FBI. I'm more concerned about what the hell's going on with the Divine Council. Frankly,
Yeah, that's a bit
that is concerning.
My number one concern is Mama Fogel. And I can't wait for you
I don't
four to
blame you
take
for
the
that.
lead on that conversation.
Look, I can go
Silas-
in there and fix this whole thing up.
Shadow,
No.
you're actually the only
Shadow.
one I don't think I want talking to my mom.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean. But
we,
Right, so
we were just discussing how much
assume
she's
the
grown.
best.
Silas, you
Master
could like turn into a
diplomacy.
bat.
I beg your pardon.
You could like turn into a bat, show my mom like some more cool stuff.
I mean, I can do that.
perhaps,
Yeah.
Perhaps you could distract her some from the other revelations of the evening.
What, do you want me to be an emotional support dog?
No bat.
You know,
I mean,
that
I
might
could do both.
Not be a bad idea. She did love
Emotional
dogs.
support fog.
Oh no! This is a plan. This is a plan. My mom's gonna love this. All right, we go in there. You come in as the dog, right? You stay as the dog until like the moment strikes you where you think, all right, now's the time where I need to show off, and then you pop into silence, and then that's gonna like cement the whole thing.
I rather think that might just, perhaps, push her over the brink.
No.
Honestly.
You don't know my mom like I know her. She's gonna love it. She really will.
She's going to love it when an enormous dog turns into a wizard old man before her very eyes mid-conversation.
Yeah, she
You
loves
know,
magic.
I do not believe that would be in her best interests.
No, I don't really see that either, honestly.
All right. I mean, I only spent 32 years with her, but
Philbert, if you perhaps you know best. I mean, you are very, very clever.
that's all right. Let's not scare my dad. Oh my god, I haven't even thought about my dad until just this moment. Honestly,
do
I don't
not
think he's
need
gonna
to
care.
involve him.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna really care that much. I think it's mostly my mom.
He'd just be watching the History Channel, won't he? Like usual.
Yeah. Remember when that show used to actually be about history? That was cool.
Yeah.
Or that channel, I mean.
Then it
yeah.
became fairy tales for right wingers.
And aliens and stuff. Yeah. I mean, aliens are real.
Christ.
Don't get me wrong about that, but yeah.
What? Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
We there yet?
This is a long call. I think this conversation has went on longer than the car ride should have been.
Probably.
Filbert, I know we gotta figure this thing out with your mom, but what's the likelihood of those pizza rolls being ready when we get there?
I give it about a 30% chance. Shadow, you cannot fucking eat pizza rolls.
So you're gonna have her make pizza rolls, but I can't.
I'll make you something else. You're really allergic to them, remember?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not allergic to that. I ate over 100.
Yeah, and then you said you were like allergic or something. To
Lactose
them.
intolerant, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
just
what's
won't eat that many again. I'll have
dairy
like
in those?
19.
Cheese. Cheese is dairy.
Oh, cheese is dairy, isn't it? Yeah.
It sure is.
Filbert, that's,
Cheese is science, though.
Oh God.
Okay, you guys are at the bunker.
Finally.
I said that you were, but you kept going.
We do that. Have you noticed?
Rolls.
Is Silas a dog yet?
No, everybody vetoed that fucking plan.
Your mom is standing outside the bunker.
Oh, God, of course she is.
Foot tapping.
Excellent.
Angry.
You guys get
her inside. We cannot do this outside.
No. You guys get out of the car first. I'm not being the first one to get out of the car.
Filbert.
I lock the door.
Shadow, just get out. Light a cigarette right there. Hey.
Lyseth disappears
Oh God.
from the front seat.
Where does Lyseth go?
She goes inside because she's not doing this shit outside.
Misty's going to sigh and be like, "You're all cowards." Turn the vehicle off, unlock all of the doors from the driver's side, and step out. Right, don't shoot.
I should have my gun.
Good morning, Mrs. Fogel. I understand you've been very concerned and you've got a lot of questions, and Filbert's going to be more than happy to answer those as soon as he composes himself. Come on, Filbert.
Agent Crow has also stepped out of the car.
This is the FBI. Nothing to be concerned about.
Good evening, ma'am.
May we come inside, Mrs. Fogel? Perhaps through the basement entrance to your son's apartment down there. That would probably be the best, if that would be all right with you.
I roll down the window.
Fine.
It's called a bunker. Call it a bunker, Silas. So she does.
Filbert, I know. Now is not the time.
I roll the window back up.
Filbert.
The car is off. Like, I don't know what you're doing.
Filbert, come out of the car.
I miss those.
He's spinning
I miss the cranky boy windows.
He's just like palms pressed to the window, pulling it down.
Misty's just gonna walk around to his side of the car and look at him and be like, "You can open it, or I can."
Why? Okay, hey, real quick. Why am I, Adam, really terrified of this conversation with my fake mom dragon bait? Like, what the fuck?
Because Dragon Bait's a scary, scary mom figure.
Hey, mom. It was a good cruise. How have you and Dad been?
She walks over, grabs you by the ear, and starts pulling you into the bunker.
Oh, that's a good start. I'll lock the doors and follow.
The FBI agents follow you inside as well. Lyseth, where are you in the bunker? Are you hiding? What's happening?
She is pacing. She's pacing near the television.
Okay.
Because she's not sitting still.
The bunker is a little bit of a mess.
Uh-oh.
She starts tidying.
Okay.
Something to do.
Yeah. Well, it looks like they were looking for where Filbert may have gone. Any speck of evidence of where their son may have disappeared to.
Okay.
Once you all finally get in, Lysa, when she hears the door, will sort of stop and just stare in that direction.
Filbert's mom stops pulling him by his ear and looks at you surprised.
Mary?
Lysa?
It's been quite some time.
It has. What are you doing here?
You guys,
I am working with your son.
you guys know each other?
Yes.
Yes.
How?
She was your grandmother's best friend.
That's one way of putting it, yes.
Oh,
What
that
is
kind
that?
of best friend, yes.
Yes, Silas.
I see. Well, that explains a few things.
Wait, what is that? Wait, Grandma Rosie or Grandma Linda?
My mom, Filbert.
Okay. Which of course is
my unnamed mother, Filbert.
I don't think it's Linda or Rosie.
It is neither of those. Hold on.
Yeah.
Jane.
It's Jane.
Oh, the third. Yeah.
The third,
My third
grandmother.
grandma.
No.
That would be me.
Linda was a step-grandmother.
Everybody missed it.
Wait,
No, yeah.
hold on.
Missy's just like leaning back against the door frame, arms crossed, just watching all this because she's known this for a while at this point.
Yeah. So Lysa just admitted that she is one of Filbert's grandmothers.
But how though? Wait, what?
Yeah, what?
Mary, perhaps you should sit.
Oh, okay. She sits down.
My cruise ain't looking that bad anymore, is it, Mom?
I will slap you to
Sorry,
next
sorry.
week.
Filbert?
Just real quick. That Shadows got low blood sugar. Did you pop in
I
any?
swear
did you?
to God,
Okay, I'll go get
no,
some.
sit your ass down.
Right.
Agent Manon looks up. It's just through this door to the stairs. I will go to the kitchen and prepare some snacks.
Yeah, that's the right direction. Probably
The pizza rolls are in the garage fridge.
things are about to get
I
real
will find them.
tense.
So she skitters off to find some food.
Samantha goes to take a shower.
Yeah.
Let's get as many NPCs out of here.
You other fuckers better stay for this, because
Oh yeah, no, Missy's not going anywhere.
Cyrus is leaning up against the bar,
My favorite thing is that Silas did not threaten Filbert's mom when she said she would hit him to next week. He was like,
I'm the
"No."
only person he doesn't threaten.
I mean,
you don't mess with Mama.
Nope.
Might
be his mother-in-law soon. You're on the good side, right?
So
He's playing the long game.
Lysa takes Mary's hand and pulls her towards the couch and sits down next to her, and pats her hand just like she used to when Mary was little, when they would sit together and read books.
Yeah.
Mary.
Yes.
Do you remember the tales that I told you of monsters and angels and amazing things beyond belief?
Yes.
They were not simply tales. Things like that exist.
Okay. So can we go back to the other part where you're one of Filbert's grandmothers?
Things like that and like myself exist.
Yourself?
Yes. You may have noted that my appearance is much like it was in your childhood.
Yeah, did notice that. You suck. You didn't age.
I do not age.
Okay.
I am ageless. I am divine.
Okay.
We kind of call her an angel, but that's not quite true.
Okay. This still doesn't explain how you are Filbert's grandmother.
Your mother, more than anything, wanted a child.
Yeah, so she was with Richard.
No. I provided the possibility of a child.
Wait, okay. Immaculate conception? Like, how does this work?
Well, technically, the Immaculate Conception is not what the lay people describe it as. It is simply conception without sin, nothing to do with whether or not there was intercourse involved. So no.
Well, that's a very strong implication there, Lacey. I won't.
Silas says as he's down in a beer.
Yeah, even though he can't digest it, he feels the situation warrants it.
It kind of does.
It is complicated.
I bet.
I believe the Silas. Please, this is difficult enough. The simplest way to explain it would be that magic is involved.
So, okay. I'm made out of magic.
Partially, yes.
Cool. What?
I have to say, if it makes you feel, I know this is a lot to process, but if it makes you feel any better, you're not alone in that.
What does that mean?
Well, I myself am somewhat gifted in that regard. And in fact, my granddaughter, Misty, her very conception was guided through the alignment of the stars and was foretold. And she herself is a manifestation of somewhat immense magical energy herself.
Wait, what?
You didn't know this?
No.
Your mother, your great grandmother, and I were befated to conceive your grandmother and thereby your mother and you. And you are the last and strongest in the line, the female line, spreading from your great grandmother, who was also a magic practitioner of far greater power than I.
What if Misty had a baby? Then would it be like an even stronger baby?
I don't know. The astrological readings didn't go that far. I think we would have to consult the charts and see what was going on. Frankly, it's not been my primary concern over the last few years. But yes, it's something we should maybe look into. Given we know now.
Maybe at some point, me having a kid is not exactly on the radar right now.
Did I have a stroke?
No.
No.
And in fact, check out what Silas can do.
Now,
Silas, do it. Silas.
Yes,
do it.
I yes.
Don't
Silas,
do it. Silas, do it.
Please don't.
Silas, do it. Do it, Silas.
Perhaps it might be more comforting to think about your health, Mary. Where many of your friends and companions of your age group are experiencing conditions that require medical intervention.
Well, that was pretty rude.
You have not.
Are you saying that I am immune to elderly bullshit?
I am saying that magic flows within you. And one of my particular talents is healing. And so you are substantially less susceptible to any illness or disease than an average human would be.
Wait, can I do magic?
Have you tried?
Give me a sec.
You let off a little fart.
A little what?
A little fart.
Fart.
I heard spark and fart together.
A little fart.
Now, Filbert, please don't try to do like the fire magic that Misty and the others do.
No.
You're gonna shit your pants.
I don't know how. It's not eaten for 3 months.
No bowel movements, no nothing.
Oh God, what was our last meal before we went to that house? Probably Chili's.
That's
3-month-old Chili's.
So the short
Gold star.
version, I suppose, is that magic is real. So are a lot of the stories of things that go bump in the night.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why we're telling you all of this is because you could very potentially be in danger because of your association to all of us that I'm sorry you didn't have a lot of choice in because you were born into it. And there are things knocking on our door that may knock on yours as well.
If they're knocking on this door, it is my door.
There are several doors that it could be knocking on. It could be Silas's, it could be mine, it could be Lace's and whatever other dimension she lives in when she's not around here. There's a lot of options.
Yeah,
Who
that
knows
closet.
what Lasis gets up to.
Yeah, that closet right there actually is magically connected to Silas's house. So it's kind of like you own 2 houses now.
No, it's expressly not like that.
Also, I'm gonna, while people are throwing out a bunch of different stuff, just gonna go ahead and just get ahead of it. The biggest lie is that I was not on a cruise for 3 months. I was actually stuck.
no,
I was
really?
stuck in a creepy house.
Yes, we were stuck in a kind of pocket hell dimension for about 3 months. Yeah.
Felt like a night to us, but then we woke up. It was 3 days or 3 months. Pardon me.
You know those old stories about stepping through a fairy ring and you're there in a fairy corridor or some other place for a night, and then you come back and it's been 100 years.
I've heard of the back rooms, yes.
That's the more modern version of it, but yeah, that's
It's
same
like that.
idea. We no clipped into the other dimension.
And let me tell you, it's shit.
It's awful.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah, so anyway, the FBI may be trying to kill you, angels may be trying to kill you, and there's a secret cult kobold that is also trying to kill you.
Basically, there is a singular enemy that we have gotten the attention of, and in his payroll are people in the FBI, people who are part of a divine council, people who are part of... It's not the whole thing, Filbert. Stop freaking her out.
Yeah, it's just only some of the FBI, some angels,
It's
and some cult
only-
members.
70% as terrible as you think it is.
Well, 70% is terrible of the council, at least. Who knows how many divine there are?
Oh, you know what's fun though, Mom? My lawyer is Bigfoot.
That's the point to end the episode. You know that's a perfect place to end the episode. And with that, we are done for the night with fucking Mary's head in her hands.
Also, wait, Layseth is my grandma? I didn't know that, right?
No,
do you remember? Do you remember way back when?
Yeah, we had to take our
you take the
headphones
headphones off.
I
was when
just
she told
knew.
Misty
I deliberately never listened to that episode as
I
well.
just-
but
yeah.
I
I
had
just
an
knew.
inkling.
That was when
Layseth
Layseth told Misty that she was Filbert's grandmother.
I just knew
Yeah,
that
I've
Layseth
kinda
was really
worked it
weird
out.
around my mom, so I knew there was something, but I wasn't sure what. I just figured it was like they maybe knew each other. I don't know.
Welcome to the plot. You've never found it before.
That's why this spider's so mad.
My lawyer is Bigfoot. Merch I need. Yes, I do. I would wear the shit out of a shirt that said my lawyer is Bigfoot.
Me too, actually.
Adam has a plushie of Harry.
I do.
Yeah, that I made for him a long time ago.
Do I need to start working on more merch for you?
Yeah, honestly, like that is a piece of merch I
do it.
actually like desperately need to buy tonight. Just my lawyer is Bigfoot.
We'll get that happening for you.
I think I'd like a no goddamn gum.
Yeah,
skate
we
count.
need that too with a
Oh.
piece of gum on a roller skate tire a wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got lots of options.
Like the Ghostbusters logo, but like with a gum on a roller skate.
Dusty, yeah. Dust said he would also wear a shirt that said "My lawyer is Bigfoot." That's probably just because he likes Bigfoot.
That's fair.
All right, I don't remember how we usually wrap these things up.
Thank you everybody for joining us tonight. Welcome back. We will be wrapping up the story of the worst house guests probably in the next couple of months. What will happen with Roll for Weird after that? Don't know. Have no idea. Guess we'll find out.
It's going to continue though. We just don't.
Who knows? Maybe somebody else will take up the GM reins. Maybe we'll even try our toes in a different system. Who knows?
Absolutely not. It's called Roll for Weird.
Oh, that
Maybe
is
we'll go
true. We
back
do
the
have to
one
stick
with
to
the gangster and.
Oh, we've got options. We've got options.
I want to see Keegan so bad.
I wouldn't mind also giving DB the opportunity to be take a player seat instead of the GMing seat because I know how stressful that
basically
can be.
don't you fucking pull the rug out from under me now after like however many months of us not playing and then turn around and say, well, we're never gonna play again in 3 months.
Oh yeah, I fucking hate all of you. I'm done.
No matter what, yes, we've got to get a campaign campaign 2 / season 2 of this squad together because I feel like this squad just has some magic to it, no matter what we're playing. So
I love you all. I don't want to stop playing with you.
I think it's time to wrap up this story because we've been
it's been going for a long time.
Yeah.
I just
actually right
I
at 3
personally,
years.
Gerundu needed that reassurance, and I'm sure some of our adoring fans would also like that reassurance that we weren't just going to suddenly stop.
I don't. Yeah, no, definitely not. I would like for this to keep going as a Monster of the Week podcast, just because it is a fun system.
Yeah, I love Monster of the Week. Yeah.
I'm currently at the point where I need to not be GMing as much right now. And I'll be going into another season of another GM thing, and I have other projects that are in my head that I want to do.
I feel you there. Yes.
Yeah. So I would much rather us go ahead and wrap this up. And if I do become the GM of Roll for Weird again, I would like to have not like this is a one shot we turned into a campaign. I like to actually have like things planned. Yeah, and not that I like Roll for Weird is, and I've told people this before, it is a fun game. It's not what I thought I wanted it to be. So in the future, I have other things that I'm like, I would like to change. But this has been fun. We're not leaving yet because we got to finish it up. You got to defeat the bad guy or die trying.
You know, like you do.
Like
I mean, honestly, I was more scared of my mom than Lord Jeff Buckhead any point of this whole 3 years.
You should still be afraid of her, Filbert.
I am. I'm trying to throw other people under the bus so she forgets about me.
I know.
Yeah. You're grounded. At 36 years old, you're grounded.
The thing is, your mom and your grandma are talking now. So maybe you should be even more scared.
Yeah, yep.
One of your grandmas.
Yep.
One of them, yes.
One of my 3 grandmas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, on that note.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
Thank you all for
we
hanging
will
out.
see you next month.
Maybe we'll get back to the 3rd Friday of every month, maybe. We had GooseCon, and then we had Thanksgiving, then we had Christmas, and we had holidays.
Everything.
So we took like 3.5 months off, but we should be back the 3rd Friday of February.
I have a reliable laptop, so now if I travel, I have something to record on. So
yay!
So hopefully, like the 17th.
17th. Okay, I didn't look at the calendar, but I'm going to trust Jeremy because he's never once in his life lied to me.
Never once.
But I've been wrong.
We'll have to talk about that because Yeah, I've got something
Actually,
going on.
no,
that
I
day.
still do think he cheated when
really?
he fought me in Digimon.
I'll let you know.
So maybe he has
Okay.
lied to me.
There's some
I have
secret that
some-
Jeremy was lying about.
You also have something, Grandu?
It's everything. No, I was gonna say, I have some ideas about what form maybe we will take in the future,
I would love
which
that.
we can discuss, but
At a later
not
time.
in this forum.
Yes.
And not when we've got Tiana having
Not
a
when I
hard
need to
stop
go.
2 minutes ago.
Right, yeah,
Sorry
let's
about that,
leave
yeah.
now.
Thank you,
Bye,
everybody.
everyone.
We will
Thanks.
see you all next
Bye.
month.
Night.
Bye.
Love you.